everybody, it's Karen here from tuppencecolour.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me. I've just spent the last 20 minutes unboxing my haul from the new Stampin Up catalogue, which is going to be live at the beginning of June. I want to say June the 3rd, but I will put the correct date down below here, okay? Now, I was particularly excited about my haul from this catalogue. Can't show you what's inside yet, because this year, what with, you know, pandemic, lockdown, all the rest of it, I haven't had a chance to see the products from the new catalogue up close and personal. Because normally we have some kind of training event that you can go to, and you can look at the products and you can touch them and you can decide which are your favourites. And then you can order a selected number of products. Okay, you can't get everything in the annual catalogue because that would be, they'd need a warehouse twice the size basically, so they restrict what we can order. And that's why if you look at different Stampin' Up demos, you'll see we're all using the same stuff, because that's, you know, those are the only things we can get our hot little hands on. So just spent 20 minutes of me going ooh and ah and isn't this wonderful, and opening up my haul from my pre-order, and got to the end of it, thought, yeah, great, that's wonderful, let me save it, and I hadn't turned the camera on. So I'm going to do it again, you know, I'm just going to pretend that it's the first time, but you know, all the packages are open, so yeah. So anyway, so let's get cracking. So I've got things that are kind of piled up now that are kind of in reverse order. So let's start off, shall we, with next year's in colours. Well, they're going to be for the next 2 years actually. So the colours are, and I'm probably going to get some of these wrong because my brain is not working on them yet. So this is Misty Moonlight, which is a kind of a denim-y blue. It's a bit like, we had one, I think it was not the last, wasn't the last ones that retired, but the ones before that we had a colour called Dapper Denim, which was a bit like that, but it was a bit darker. This is Magenta Madness. Oh my gosh, that is pink. If you like pink, if you like pinks that are bold and bright, it's not quite shocking pink, but it's not far off it. All right. Then we have, now this is the one that I can't remember the full name of. Excuse me, I've dropped something on the floor. Now I know it's jade, but it's something jade. So just excuse me for a moment while I look into my catalogue, which I can't show you the insides of. Very sorry. But it is, come on, Stampin' Up, where are the in colours? I also feel like I'm kind of going against the clock here because I've got a little bit of time to film while my husband is in the bath. Because one of the barriers that I've got at the moment is we're both home all the time, and I don't have a vast amount of space. We live in a one-bedroom flat, so if he's about, even when he's trying to be quiet, he's noisy. So at the moment he's at the other end of the house and he's having a bath, so he's getting himself nice and clean. Here we go. So it's Just Jade. Now I had Just Jade in my head, but I thought no, it can't be just that. Very pretty green. I'm not the biggest fan of green in the world. For me, you could go very wrong with certain shades of green, but this one is a very, very pretty one. This is called Cinnamon Cider, which did stick in my mind because it's a very strange name. It's not quite rust, it's not quite orange, it's not quite brown. But it is quite a pretty colour. We used to have a colour called Baked Brown Sugar that was one of the in colours when I first joined Stampin' Up, and that reminds me a little bit of it. And this one is called Bumblebee. And again, we used to have a colour called Hello Honey. And this is quite similar to that. So those are our in colours that will be with us until 2022. So to go along with them, we have the new 6x6 Designer Series papers. So these are the patterns that are going to be on all of the Designer Series papers, 6x6, the ones that come in the colour families. So we have a very fine wording which says to love what we do, and in English, French and German. I'm not sure whether it's there in Dutch as well. But yeah, definitely English, French and German. And on the other side we have a wood grain pattern, and we also have some nice large spots, and on this side a kind of almost like a fabric texture. That to me looks very much like denim. So we have those in each of the new in colours, and they will be that will be the pattern that we have on all the colour families. Now I think I'm probably going to have a bit of a rebellion, because I did like the gingham so much. So you may find me carrying on using it even though it's retired. Don't tell it anyone, okay? It's our secret. Okay, so those are the in colours. So what else did I get? Well, I got some more 6x6 Designer Series paper, and these are called Flowers for Every Season. So these again are pretty much based around the in colours. So there's a lot, the patterns have got a lot of the in colours in there. Look, Christmas. And this one reminds me very much of Delft pottery. Now I have a little pot, it's only a tiny thing about that big, which I got for my mother when I went on holiday to Holland, and we visited the pottery at Delft. And the pottery, when they paint it and well, they glaze it, when they put it into the kiln, it's black. The pattern is painted on, the glaze is black, and then when it's fired, it comes out blue. So yeah, so there's a fun fact for you. Right, so let's put those to one side. And my husband is now out of the bath and has been banished into the bedroom while I finish this, so I am going to have to crack on quite quickly. Okay, so those were my 6x6 papers that I got. There are others, plenty of others. The papers this year are absolutely stunning. Last year there were quite a few of the ones on offer that I was like, yeah, not really for me. But this year they've excelled themselves. So these are In Good Taste Designer Series paper, and these are, I suppose you could say they're themed around wood, brick, tiles, textiles. So we have this pattern on one side, and on the other side we have a wood grain. Now I really love wood grain. A couple of seasons ago we had some wood textured 6x6 paper, and I absolutely loved it. I think I stocked up on it, and even after retired I've still got it, and it may, again, I may be a bit rebellious and it may make a bit of an appearance if I think that I've got a space for it. So again, this time we've got more of a this is sort of a, to me it's like an upholstery fabric. And we've got some tiles. That's my style of kitchen tile. Again, another different kind of wood, another textiles. So this one is a like a parquet tile pattern. I would spend hours as a child looking at parquet, looking at how they all kind of fit together. And we've got like a rough texture of really thick paint or paste on canvas with a kind of blue background. So more of the paint on canvas is more of a neutral background and a different kind of tile. And yes, I did show you that one, that's the parquet. Tiles, different pattern of tiles, and textiles. More textile. Different pattern of wood. So I am whizzing through this because, as I said, my husband has appeared, and I've already recorded this one. And I'm just looking over my shoulder and checking that this is recording, and it is. This, how do I describe this? It's nicer in person than it is on camera, I think, and it does look, to me it looks like oh, I don't know, that kind of suede effect wallpaper that you used to be able to get, like a flock effect. Very subtle, very pretty. And again, tiles, more wood, and tiles. And I get an awful lot to go at in this particular set. It's a lovely, lovely grain there. Whoops, just knocked my tripod. Sorry about the feet of the tripod here, because everything's been kind of thrown together in a bit of a hurry today. Again, this is more of a, almost like a bricky pattern, that one. And that, oh, I like that. I really do like that. That looks like, again, a paperback hessian that you'd put on the wall. Would you call it burlap in the USA? And we have those. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to get lots of use out of those because I do love my wood grains. Pop those out of the way. Right, so the other paper. Alright, now I don't know if you're ready for this. So this is, what's this one called? World of Good. And this kind of thing is where I get the material to cover notebooks and bind books. I try not to buy it. I try to make use of spare packaging. So that's going to go into my stash of packaging materials. Okay, so we're going to start off with this one, which is very similar to the kind of sail away patterns that we had last year. So we've got the compass rose on, and I think this is going to be on the, is it Misty Moonlight? Oh, don't think it's Night of Navy. I think it's Misty Moonlight. I have to look that one up. And on the other side, we've got this kind of splotchy grid pattern. So again, I think this is the cinnamon cider, so I think we're still very much in the palette of new in colours here. And if you look closely, I don't know how well you can see it, but that is the map of the heavens, so it's a celestial map. And on the other side, we have a map of North America, the United States. We've got the Dominion of Canada. This is a very old map, with Alaska over there, Greenland, going down as far as the Gulf of Mexico. So yeah, maps, again, very useful. Good for travel pages, good for gender neutral cards, men's cards. So this again, no, so this is, I think this is the bumblebee colour, and we've got a kind of distressed grid pattern, and this is when I got really excited because on this side, wow, can you see the foiling on that? Isn't that amazing? But I got really excited because over here in this corner here is Swansea. That's where I live. So yeah, we're on the map. And then the rest of it is Europe. So we've got Austria, we've got France, we've got Berlin, the Baltic Sea. Probably I would be very sparing in the use of this one because this, you could very easily kind of overwhelm your design with that. Great patterns for scrapbooking, but again, I think I would be quite careful because, it's very, very easy to go, to kind of overdo it with those patterns. So this again is the map of the heavens, but this time we've got the gold foil grid lines, and on the back of it we have this very, very nice vintage faded script. Now I suppose my kind of go-to pattern for genre is vintage, grungy, altered art, that kind of vibe. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for or not, but so that one is very much in my wheelhouse. And this is, again, one that I would use sparingly. I might actually use this to cover a notebook, because I think that would then make a very nice present. A notebook which I'm going to bind myself, of course, would be a nice present then for somebody. But again, very, very bright foiling. And on this side, much more subdued. Again, we've got the compass rose, and we've got it in a kind of, now it's not the jade colour, so I think that's Old Olive. I could be wrong, but Old Olive is kind of speaking to me. So another page in that kind of greeny shade, and we've got some grid on the back. So those are my papers. So what else did I get? Didn't get very many stamps. I got this one called Beautiful World, and there is a set of dies that goes with it called World Map. So these are available as a bundle, and you know, basically it does what it says on the tin. So we've got we've got the two sides of the globe. So we've got the two hemispheres, and we've got a stand. We've got a tall stand if you want to do that one. We've got the quill pen and the inkwell, and we've got some other bits and pieces to make our cards interesting. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be having some fun playing with those. And I like this script. I very, very much like this script. I think that's beautiful. So those are red rubber stamps. They're cling stamps. Right, what else have I got? Yeah, so in that same kind of vein, to go with that, okay, so I've got some faux suede trim, which is, I think it's early espresso. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but it's, it should be soft suede really, shouldn't it? And it really does, it isn't suede, but it really does have that lovely suede feel. And I've got some of these antique corners and slides. Now I'm probably going to be putting these onto scrapbook pages. So I'm probably planning to do some more scrapbooking in the coming projects, because with life being so I don't know, so strange lately, my way of coping is to go back through my memories and to go back through my the photographs I've got, and to try and put some kind of memento, some memory albums together. And to be honest with you, the last 6 months or so have been difficult, even before the whole coronavirus and the lockdown and all the rest of it, because my husband's health hasn't been absolutely wonderful. He's doing very well. Before before anybody gets really worried, he's doing very, very well, and they're very pleased with him. But he's still got a while to go. He's currently on his last but one cycle of chemotherapy before they reassess him, and then after that, then they will take a decision on whether he needs further surgery. But I don't want to bore you with all of that. So let's just talk about this beautiful gingham ribbon, which I think is in the bumblebee colour, and is very, very fine checked indeed. So it's very, very pretty. So yeah, happy with that. So I got one punch. So I've got quite a modest order. I'm not a big business demo, so I have to pick and choose. So I do pick and choose about what I get and what I don't get, because quite apart from anything else, well, I can't afford to get it all in one go, but also anything that I buy, I have to store. I have to find a place for it, and space is limited. So at the moment, I've got several boxes full of stamps and punches and retired items that I'm planning on selling, but they're up in our storage unit, and guess what? It's locked down, and I can't get to them. But again, I'm hoping that we will be able to get some of the goods out there. When that happens, I'll be doing a mass sell-off of my retired items. But I don't retire everything. Okay, some things even when they retire, I keep them. And I think this would be one of those things that I'm probably going to keep, because this strikes me as being a very useful sort of punch indeed. So it's called the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch, and actually it's 2 punches in one, because, actually you can get 6 different looks out of this one punch. The widest piece of paper that you can punch is 1 inch, but you can punch at 1 inch, at 3/4 of an inch, or at 1/2 an inch, and you will get a slightly different look every time. So these are the Tasteful Labels dies, and I got very excited when I opened these up, because I just want to say again, the first run through I did of this, which I didn't film, is actually the first time I've seen these things in the flesh. And I looked at these and I got super excited, because I do love fancy labels, either as punches or as dies. I think they are very, very useful for finishing a card off, or putting a sentiment in the right place. And I got very, very excited by these. And as I've mentioned, I do sell on some of my retired stuff to make room for the new product. But even when those retire, those are not going to be sold on. I'm keeping those. So I suspect there are going to be a lot of Stampin' Up demonstrators that are going to feel the same way. So if you want those, I wouldn't wait on the off chance that come the end of the 2020-21 catalogue, it retires and a lot of people start selling it. I'd buy your own now. Don't chance it. Okay, another one I got quite excited with, and this goes with the not the Good Taste, is it? What's the other one? World of Good. That's the one. So this is part of that suite. It's called the Old World Paper 3D Embossing Folder, and this will allow you to have the effect that you get when you distress a piece of paper. So when you take a bit of paper and you spray it and you crumple it up and you throw it on the floor and stamp on it, and you don't do that, and you ink it and you do all of those things. Well, this will give you that texture without you having to do all of that. So I was very, very pleased when I saw that, because grunge, altered art, that's where I come from. All right, I'm not a clean and pretty stamper. I'm a get inky up to your elbows kind of girl. That's where I come from. Love me or leave me. It's entirely up to you. And the last thing that I have to show you is this, the Tasteful Textile 3D Embossing Folder. So this is, again, it's really hard to see unless you actually kind of demonstrate with it. And literally, the box arrived this afternoon, and I am sitting here now, just going through it. Half an hour ago was the first time I saw these. So this is, it gives the effect of a woven textile. So undoubtedly, I will be playing with these things in the near future. Now, I've been a very bad YouTuber lately, and I have been away. I can only apologise. Life has been, I can't say it's been crazy, but it's been strange. It's been different around here. And no excuses, I just haven't had my head where it needed to be, and I am very, very grateful for your patience. If you've been here before and you've subscribed to me, I can't tell you what that means to me. It is, it is so much, and this is how I'm trying to get my head straight. But the whole lockdown thing has made life difficult, because I have to have space and time to make my videos, and it hasn't been there. But I've got a couple of things in that I've recorded that are in the pipeline, so they're going to be coming up soon. So please do stay tuned, and please do come back and and see me sometime. And if you could see your way clear to giving this video a thumbs up, or even better, subscribing, I would be chuffed as a bunny. But that is it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and yeah, come back sometime soon and see what I've got for you. Bye bye.